I never imagined that a hospital visit would turn my life upside down. My wife, Emily, had been admitted after a sudden bout of severe chest pains. It was terrifying. One moment we were having dinner, and the next, she was pale, clutching her chest, and barely able to speak. The doctors assured me she was stable, but they wanted to keep her for observation. For 2 days, I barely left her side. I slept in the uncomfortable chair next to her bed, ordered coffee from the vending machine, and ignored my work emails. My world shrank to that small hospital room, the beeping monitors, and Emily's soft breathing. On the 3rd day, a nurse named Claire came on shift. She was warm, professional, and had a kind smile. She took Emily's vitals and chatted with her gently. But I noticed something strange. Every time she looked at me, there was an odd hesitation in her eyes, like she was deciding whether to say something. Late that afternoon, Emily finally dozed off after a restless night. I stepped into the hallway to stretch my legs, and that's when Claire approached me. "Can we talk in private for a moment?" she asked quietly. My stomach tightened. Was something wrong with Emily's condition? We stepped into an empty visitor's lounge. Claire hesitated, then reached into her pocket and pulled out her phone. "I know this isn't my place, but I think you need to see something," she said. On her phone screen were photos, grainy but clear enough. My heart pounded as I recognized Emily in them. She was in a dimly lit restaurant, sitting across from a man I didn't know. They were leaning close, laughing, and in one picture, their hands were intertwined across the table. Another showed him brushing a strand of hair from her face. I stared at the screen, my mouth dry. Where did you get these?" Claire explained that the man was her cousin, and he had recently bragged about seeing someone who's married. Claire hadn't believed him until she saw a picture of Emily on his phone. She'd been debating whether to tell me. But when she saw how devoted I was at the hospital, she couldn't stay silent. My first instinct was denial. Maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Maybe they were old photos. But Claire told me the pictures were taken just last week, days before Emily's chest pains began. I thanked her, though the words felt empty. My legs were weak as I walked back to Emily's room. She was still sleeping, her face pale and peaceful. I sat down, the photos burning in my mind. All night, I wrestled with my thoughts. I wanted to confront her immediately, but this was hardly the time or place. She was sick, and I didn't want to risk making her condition worse. Still, the images replayed in my mind over and over. When morning came, Emily woke up in better spirits. The doctor said she could be discharged later that day. On the drive home, I tried to act normal, but every smile she gave me felt like a lie. It wasn't until we were settled on the couch with tea that I finally spoke. "Emily, I need to ask you something, and I want the truth." She frowned. Of course. I told her about Claire and the photos. At first, Emily's face went pale. She opened her mouth, then closed it again, tears welling up. "It's not what you think," she finally said, her voice shaking. "His name is David. He's an old friend. I met with him because I've been scared." "Scared? Of what?" I asked. She took a long breath. "Scared about us. About my health. About feeling invisible. You've been working late so much lately, and I've been feeling lonely. I didn't sleep with him, I swear. But yes, we held hands, and I let him comfort me. It was stupid and wrong, but I just needed someone to talk to." Her words cut deep. I thought I'd been doing everything right by working hard to provide for us. But I hadn't noticed how distant I'd become. "I can forgive loneliness," I said quietly. "But I can't forgive lies." "If Claire hadn't told me, would you have said anything?" Emily looked down. "Probably not." I was ashamed. We sat in heavy silence. I didn't know what hurt more, the betrayal, or realizing how fragile our marriage had become without me even seeing it. Over the next few days, we talked more than we had in months. Emily apologized again and again, and I admitted my own part in letting the emotional gap grow between us. We agreed to try counseling, not as a quick fix, but because neither of us wanted to walk away without understanding what had gone wrong. Claire's decision to show me those photos could have ended our marriage instantly. Instead, it forced us into a painful but necessary confrontation. Trust isn't something you rebuild overnight. I still have moments where I picture her with David and feel a twist in my chest. But I also see the effort she's making now, and I'm trying to match it. Sometimes, a crisis doesn't destroy a relationship, it exposes the cracks. And if both people are willing, you can fill those cracks. Not with denial or excuses, but with honesty. I still don't know what the future holds for Emily and me. But I do know this: truth, no matter how much it hurts, is better than the comfort of a lie. And I'll always remember that day in the hospital, when a nurse's photos didn't just rock my marriage, they forced me to choose whether to let it sink or fight to keep it afloat.